These series of videos are brought to you by the Garden Father and Don's Garden Shop and Landscape Materials located on East Platte Avenue in Colorado Springs, offering soil mixes, mulch, rock, stone, statuaries, fountains, and more. Hi, Mike and Colleen.
Hi, Larry.
Well, this could be the final episode. We might do one more on planning, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
So, because I want to talk to you guys on what worked, what didn't work, what I could have done better to explain things, that sort of thing. And, be a little bit cruel, because I'm doing this so that I can improve my mentorship with gardeners. So, hey, thanks for the ride. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed it.
Yes.
And hopefully there'll be many more vegetables to come. So stay tuned. Now, this gardening video is going to show us how to prepare the soil, let it sit all winter, so it's ready for planting come spring.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, Larry. We really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun and very delicious, right?
Yeah, we've enjoyed this whole process and are so appreciative of your wisdom and your help and support in this.
Well, that's a lot of compliments. I'm going to get a swell head here, so we'll just leave it at that. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Larry.
Mike's beds here, he cleaned them out. I just want you to see that. He hasn't added much water to it in the last several weeks. The soil has really tightened up, so it's taken a bit to get down there. So we want to break that up before we start adding the amendments, because we want them to get worked down deep in the soil. So have at it, Mike.
Thanks.
Okay, now you can see that Mike's gotten the soil down. We've piled it up to the side because this soil is really tightened up. It needs amendments. It needs more friable organic material in it to break it up and loosen it up. This was the first year, and although his plants did fairly well, near the end of the season you could see they tapered off, and it was probably due to the soil needing a few more amendments added. So we're almost done here and ready to start add, but look at, he's gone all the way down there. And then we're going to slowly move this pile of soil back into this half of his garden, and then add the amendments a little at a time to get that soil nice and crumbly. All right, we're going to be adding some composted cotton burr compost, and that's going to help break up this soil. So we're going to make sure we get it down in there, and as you can see, Mike is adding a few handfuls there. Then we're going to work some soil in, because we want that soil to be nice and crumbly, or friable as they say, all the way down through the root zone. For this 4x8 bed, we'll probably need at least 3 of these 2 cubic foot bags of cotton burr. Now there's other things that you could use that are a little less expensive, but this is the best that we have found for breaking up those hard packed soils. Now while we were preparing the beds, John and Steve Skinner stopped by, neighbors, to say hi. Hi, John and Steve.
Hi, Larry.
Hey, they've been real supportive. They're good friends of mine, and Mike knows them, and we're glad that they get a chance to see what we're doing here, and they always give us good moral support. So
yes,
thanks for stopping by, guys.
Yes, thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because Mike's beds, the soil was so compacted that we're probably going to end up adding 4 bags. Each of those bags is 2 cubic feet of composted cotton burr to get it to the right crumbliness. And as you can see, we add about 2 or 3 inches of the soil that we dug out and moved to the side, and then added about a 2-inch layer of cotton burr, worked it up into it, and then more soil, cotton burr, worked it up just like Mike's doing here. But we'll know when it's right, because it'll be really crumbly and friable. Okay, now Mike is showing us the crumbliness now of the soil, and it's almost there. You can see how deep he's going there, reaching in, and boy, just a far cry from that soil that we had just a little while ago. And we're not done yet. We've got a little more to add, so it'll take a little bit, but he's going to have such great soil when he gets done. Okay, Mike is holding a bag of azomite, and this is a bag full of minerals and trace elements that we're going to add to the soil. Remember, plants, just like humans, You know, you need to eat proteins and carbohydrates and that sort of thing. That's organic material. And then you also need to take your vitamins. So these are like soil vitamins. So he'll be using about half that bag in a 4 by 4 foot square that we're working up right now. Okay, when Mike gets done applying that, he'll just work it into the top layers of the soil down about 4 to 6 inches. That should be good enough. Another thing we're going to add here, as you can see, is this bag of organic pelletized fertilizer, and this has beneficial bacteria and fungi. And this particular brand is called a Spoma Garden Tone. And he'll sprinkle it on just like he did the azomite. All right, now the last thing we're going to add before we mulch it over with straw is just regular sugar. And you can use, if you want to, of course, you can use organic cane sugar. You can use regular sugar. You can use blackstrap molasses diluted in water. You know, probably about, 2 ounces per gallon, and then just drench your soil with it. And this helps the biological activity get a jump start. Some people refer to it as like it's a sport drink for microbes. So go ahead, Mike, and sprinkle a little bit of that on. That'll get the biological activity cooking in there because it adds instant food for them. Now when he gets done with that, he'll then work all of this down about 6 to 8 inches, and he's basically going to be done for the year. And that's half of a bed right now. He'll do the other half after this video gets completed. Now Mike's going to cowboy up and just turn this over with his hands because he's got that soil worked up so good. So go ahead, Mike. He's reaching down there and just making sure it gets all mixed in properly. And you can see that how nice and friable and crumbly that soil. Those plant roots are going to love that. They're just going to take off next season. They'll have all the nutrients they need, and the soil will be nice and ready to have those roots just take off to produce healthy plants next spring. I think you have seen that this soil is very dry. It is very important to moisten your soil thoroughly prior to adding your straw mulch. All right, now Mike has some straw, and he's going to end up mulching that first half of that bed and show us how to do it. So put about a 2 to 3 inch layer of that straw all the way on, and that's going to stay on all all through the winter. And if you want to weight it down with something, like you get some 2x4s or something, or whatever you've got to weight it down. Some people have used chicken wire so it doesn't blow off, but it keeps the soil moist underneath there. With a little bit of moisture we do get all winter, it's good to trap it in there and not have it dry out continually. And that's always good to have a little moisture in your soil before the ground really freezes hard. So that's it, Mike. That's half a bed done. It only took us about an hour, but I'm telling you, if you do it right, it's going to pay dividends next year. So thanks, Mike, and happy gardening.
Thanks, Larry. Happy gardening.